Every athlete wants to get faster. Here are 3 ways that you can improve your speed and your athletic ability and completely change your game in the next 3 months. It was the winter of 2012 and I was sitting outside the DTW Metro Airport in Detroit waiting for my mentor to get off a flight. He texted me the night before. He said, "Hey Dave, I'm gonna be in Detroit for a few hours. Would you like a consult?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Okay, meet me outside the airport and bring cash." So my mentor, Charles Poliquin, who many consider the greatest strength coach of all time, had an incredible track history of producing results with the world's best athletes. His resume of athletes he coached included over 700 Olympians, 70 medalists, multiple world record holders in over 18 different sports. The conversation we had on speed opened my mind to what was possible for developing speed for athletes regardless of the sport. In this series, I'm going to share what he taught me in that conversation along with what I've learned from coaching more than 1,000 athletes myself. So the big idea number 1 from Charles, you can dramatically improve speed for up to 30 yards through training. After that, genetics like femur length, fiber type, tendon and ligament composition come into play that are more set and much more difficult to train. What he told me in his experience was that you could take any athlete and get them to the top 1% in speed up to about 30 yards. Now this was a huge paradigm shift for me because I knew that you could improve speed, but I didn't realize to what extent or to what distance it really mattered. So in most team sports, speed is really about acceleration, and the distance and the duration just really depend on the sport. So when most athletes and coaches think about speed, the majority tend to focus on top end or max velocity. And this really misses the boat on what's important and furthermore, what's even trainable. There are 2 factors that dictate this. Number 1 is time. And then number 2 is proper individualization of the training process. So most people think of speed and they look to Olympic sprinters and their training to unlock the key to running faster. While strength training and time spent in the weight room are really secondary to sprint work. This idea really hurts athletic development of team sport athletes who primarily accelerate, decelerate, and change direction. So here's why. Those athletes are already doing fast sprinting movements while they're playing their sport. They're already accessing and training that physical quality in their practice and in competition. The physical quality or athletic quality that they need isn't more sprinting, it's strength, along with greater levels of joint integrity and muscular flexibility. When I look at trying to improve someone's speed, I ask myself these questions. What are the exercises that are gonna have the greatest training transfer? What are the exercises that we're gonna do in the gym that are going to improve the athlete's physical abilities that will make them faster on the court or field of play? The first thing we focus on is structural balance, or what we call specific performance ratios, SPRs. These are strength ratios that athletes need to lift using isolation movements that show us physical discrepancies. This is training the individual muscles to be strong and improve strength in the joint. This creates the biggest potential for speed because when structural balance is achieved, the risk of injury is reduced and the brain finally feels safe to turn on all the muscles in the right sequence to reach its maximal potential. This is best achieved through individualized strength training and programming that addresses individual weaknesses and limitations of the athletes. So here's our real world results. I had an athlete, his name is Cam Ryan. He was a 17-year-old running back from a local high school here at Detroit Catholic Central. And his junior year, he ran a 5.0 40-yard dash. Not super great for running back, but that season he rushed for 950 yards with his longest run being 29 yards for the season. So he's kind of a bruiser. He's a really tough kid, ran hard, good skilled on the field, but he did not have breakaway speed. So I trained Cam for 6 months in the off season, where all his training centered around strength training and power development in the weight room. So we did no track work or anything like that. His senior year, he improved his 40-yard dash time by 0.3 of a second. So he ran a 4.70, and he ran for over 2,300 yards and 32 touchdowns his senior year. And he had 7 runs over 70 yards. Cam now had breakaway speed due to personalized strength training for him. And that was the key. That's why kids can make such great progress if they get the right training for them and not like some general thing. The bonus for Cam and his team is he took his team all the way to the state semifinals, and because of his performance, he was offered a Division I scholarship to play football in college. And here are really the takeaway points that I want to share with you. Speed is very improvable, and with the right training and enough time, it's possible to reach the top 1%, which is a huge game changer. Speed is specific to the sport or event. So more on this in part 2, but this is where sport-specific training really matters and can make a massive difference in outcomes. For team sport athletes, prioritizing strength training can have the greatest effect on training transfer. The right training will allow athletes to realize new physical abilities in their sport. Individualizing the training process, isolating weak points in the athlete system, and improving structural balance and joint integrity have the greatest potential for improving speed due to increasing neural inhibition. Most important is building confidence. Having the belief that you can dramatically improve your speed if you engage in the right training is paramount in developing. Before you can physically achieve, you have to be forward thinking, and you have to have the belief that you can improve to get better. This is so important for athletes and coaches, is to have that mindset that what I'm gonna do, I can improve.